PayPal just announced their new CEO, Alex Chris. So the market is readjusting to the future when it comes to PayPal. Now, with Dan Schulman ending his tenure at the end of the month, the market needs to plan ahead now. So I'm going to be giving all my thoughts on Alex Chris, whether or not he is the right or wrong appointment. Now, if you're a PayPal shareholder like myself, we know the pain of this stock. It's obviously gone from $300 trading back down at $60 a share or wherever it's trading at now. However, the difficulty could be over with Alex Chris coming in, and he's got an esteemed background, which I'm going to break down what exactly he's been up to and how he could be the right fit for PayPal. If you guys haven't checked out my other video, I'll make sure to leave a link in the corner for you guys to see my other PayPal video breaking down all the bullish points of PayPal. And one of the catalysts I mentioned was around the CEO change. And now we're here. Suddenly, this could be a big factor in rebounding the stock from where it's gone from $308 to $65. Hopefully, it goes back up. So let's get into the background of Alex Chris, because his product development background could be vital to PayPal. So Alex Chris's initial background, well, he was a senior vice president and chief product officer of Intuit. And a lot of his task was based around serving the global population of small businesses and self-employed businesses of one. And he's got a proven track record with different mergers and acquisitions he's looked at, but the main one is based around QuickBooks. And that's enabled so many small businesses to use their taxes and manage that in a much more efficient way than they were able to do before. It gathers all the information at once, and it was helping solving a big problem. And I think this could be a really interesting sector where PayPal's development is slightly undermanaged in the small to medium businesses. So I think Alex Chris could be a perfect candidate for this sort of area when it comes to PayPal's development. We know that companies like Braintree and Venmo are still scaling up. So I think if Alex Chris can get a hold of these particular sections, it could be a big growth driver if he delivers to what we can expect. Now, prior to Intuit, he was a successful entrepreneur founding two other companies, including College Web and then Online Community. So being a CEO and a creator isn't new to Alex, as he knows exactly what he's doing. But Alex is a regular contributor to other insightful content, and he's been in this space long enough so he understands those trends, and he's young enough and he's driven enough, which is what I feel Dan Schulman's been lacking. Even though Dan Schulman is obviously leaving at the end of the month, I think having Alex come in could be a great bonus in driving a bit of enthusiasm back into PayPal, which is what it's been lacking. After the last earnings call and listening to the last earnings call, Dan Schulman was very downbeat and he didn't sound like he had the enthusiasm anymore for it. So I think having Alex come in hopefully should be an injection of enthusiasm and potential motivation to drive this company forward. So while Alex was never the CEO of Intuit, you can see just the power he has in driving the organic revenue. He actually accounted for 1/3 of the $140 billion. It was actually 1/2 until they introduced Karma, but you can see that the organic growth was mainly driven through Alex Chris, which is a great point in terms of what he can do for PayPal. If he can gain that organic growth through the segments of the small and medium sections, then we could have a really big market opener when it comes to what he can deliver. How can Alex Chris turn PayPal around now? Well, I believe the biggest problem has been down to transaction margin with PayPal that has weighed in on PayPal's stock performance. In Q1 22, it went from 50.9% to Q2 2023 at 45.9%. And that's a 5% swing in transaction margin, which is shocking, to be honest. As of late, they said the PayPal management have reiterated that they expect the normalization of that transaction margin to end in 2023, but we still hopefully need to see improvements in 2023 as well. And hopefully Alex Chris can come in here and suddenly wave his magic wand and get to work with improving this particular section. If we start to see some organic growth in PayPal, expect the stock price to go higher, as this is where it's going to be a big driver for PayPal. And I think Alex Chris has the right amount of experience for this particular problem. So I expect this to improve in the coming years, but this will take time as he executes and gets a full understanding into PayPal's business. Now, if you've got this far into the video, make sure to drop a like. But now we need to talk about Alex Chris's one black mark on his resume, and that's down to MailChimp. Back in 2021, Intuit bought MailChimp for around $14 billion. And since then, they've already written off around $3.5 billion worth of MailChimp's valuation. And that's because back in 2021, valuations were extortionate, and this led to absolute ridiculous mergers and acquisitions for ridiculous prices. And this is a one black mark I see, as Alex Chris was one of the lead advisors in making that acquisition of MailChimp. Now, even though he wasn't the CEO or CFO of actually full sign-off for MailChimp, he still has some responsibility to deliver the right price and the right valuation. Now, even though I see this as a black spot on the resume of Alex Chris, I think it could be actually a bit of counterintuitive, because I believe that now he understands the process of the mergers and acquisitions. He may be more cautious in either paying the right price or going in at all. I think the difficulty of this particular merger and acquisition of MailChimp could make him a better CEO, as he now understands just the difficulty of getting the right business for the right price. So I expect this to be a big turnaround for Alex Chris. I think there's particular potential on what he can deliver going forward. So where do we go from here for PayPal now? Well, I think Alex could be a really great CEO. He has the right background and experience that PayPal need right now. And I think the product development has been lacking as of recently. We've seen poor organic growth and margins of PayPal. So I think this is what is needed currently. It will take time for him to deliver and have all his people on board with his new strategy and vision for the company. But I think he's an energetic CEO, and he's only 44, so he's got a great amount of time for him to deliver. I think he's going to be a great pickup for the performance of PayPal stock price, but we're going to need to see performance in the numbers and execution from his team. So I think it's a wait and see right now before we actually see some concrete movement in the stock performance of PayPal. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like. I'll be obviously keeping up to all the news and information of PayPal and giving my thoughts on everything that comes out soon. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.